This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody would sponsor me. So, a few nights ago, my brother and I were on Netflix and we were looking for Space Jam, but instead, we found a hidden gem, a lost treasure. Well, more like a Coke bottle that was abandoned and still has an unredeemed coat on it, but that's not the point. The point is, what the heck happened to Turbo? Like, I had never seen it, and I would have been 13 when it came out, and I don't know, I went through some edgy phases as a teenager, and that could have been one of them. So I was like, ugh, that looks stupid. And to be fair, it does look stupid. Additionally, like, it could have been advertised very poorly, because honestly, I don't even remember the advertising for it. But the thing is that it's actually not a bad movie. Hold on, let me get something to fidget with so I'm not loud. So Turbo is kind of like a combination of Ratatouille and Cars with some B movie splashed in there just for flavor. What?
Oh, just wondering where was my theory at.
Oh, you can say that at any time you want. You can say it now if you'd like.
Whoa, that snail is fast!
Yes, that is one of the main points I'm trying to make, other than the fact that it's actually a movie with some heart and soul, and it's actually just really sweet if you think about it. And if you ignore biology and physics, it's actually a very sweet movie. But yeah, that is one thing I don't understand is how that snail is fast didn't become a huge meme. Like, I was completely unaware of this, and it just seems so memeable, and they just they had it like right there because they even like made a remix of it in a song that's still stuck in my head. And I don't know, they like an auto tune remix or I don't know, but anyway, it was like. They had everything that we would have needed to turn it into a meme, but that just didn't happen. But apart from being so memegenic, if that's even a word, as I said before, this movie actually is very sweet. So you just think about it. So there's a guy who has a goal, and he's an animal that's it's like much like in Ratatouille. It's like, oh, rats don't cook. It's like snails don't run in races, except there is a bogus origin story in this one where we end up with a superpowered snail, which, like I said, we're gonna ignore biology and physics. But the thing about this bogus backstory is that it's not any like more bogus than, I don't know, getting struck by lightning and becoming really fast. Like, yeah, just, oh man, I broke my fidget. Shoot. Anyway, I fixed it. Anyway, so there were actually a few things that this movie did really well, other than telling a very sweet story. So there was the parallel between the two pairs of brothers, Theo and Chet, and Tito and Angelo. I refuse to pronounce it how they pronounce it in the movie because that's incorrect. Shoot, I broke it again. But anyway, there was the one brother with the big dream, and the other one who's like, "Hey, be realistic. Come on now." Um, but by the end of it, both brothers ended up believing in the other brother, so that was cool. You know, I really like the sense of community that the people of the plaza had. Um, how they just, they had group activities, which were, snail racing, which is an interesting group activity, but they made like custom shells for the snails, which I think is really adorable. It's really sweet that, and it's something that people actually do. I don't think I've seen it with snails, but I've seen it with hermit crabs where people make custom hermit crab shells. I've definitely seen those. Just like going to pet shops where they have hermit crabs. They have just these very lovely shells with like rhinestones on them or something. But anyway, um, I just think that's kind of the same idea as that, and it's just kind of a cute, nice thing. And a group of people came together and they made something happen because they believed in their goals. And somehow a snail beat a bunch of cars in a race. I'm not sure how that works, but it did.
Spoilers, but who cares?
Oh, nobody's actually gonna watch this movie because nobody actually watched it.
Very true.
But yeah, you just gotta like not focus on the complete and utter ignorance of is that a word? Ignorance of
Ignorance?
I don't know. You gotta look past the fact that they ignore science and look at the story that they're trying to tell. And if you look at the story that they're trying to tell, it's actually quite beautiful. Um, you shouldn't let something hold you back just because that's something about you. I mean, you could think of it as like I don't really know how to explain, but like you could think of it as just being really encouraging because it's like, oh, snails are really slow. How could a snail run in a race? But you can't let that hold you back because I mean, he did end up getting superpowers, but other than that, uh, anyway, but I just feel like this movie was too quickly forgotten, and that it should have at least gotten a meme. Like, come on. So I would like folks to please make some memes. Make all kinds of the snail is fast memes. If you would, I would appreciate that. But you don't have to, obviously. I'm not the boss of you. But yeah, it's just it's not like a movie that was going to win any awards because obviously it didn't, and it's now free on like numerous streaming services, but I would say it's worth watching. It's definitely not going to be your new favorite movie, but it's definitely worth watching. And wow, this video is supposed to be a little bit less disjointed.
The interesting thing for me is that I had actually seen it before.
Right.
And the second time seeing it, I actually liked it more than the first time.
Right.
First time I just watched it because I was bored.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why we watched it. Because we were bored, but it's yeah, again, I don't really know how to explain, but it's just kind of a feel good movie. It's not a good movie, but it's a feel good movie. And on that note, Would you guys have a nice day, please? And don't forget that snail is fast. I mean,
That snail is fast.
don't forget that I appreciate you. Bye, guys.